So at the end of last season, we were kind of in a sticky predicament.
Sticky predicament, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how much time has elapsed since you last saw everyone, at the beginning of the next season, and perhaps a little bit about it if you can.
Perhaps. Not much time has passed. At the end of season 3, Bo goes missing, so we pick up right where we left off. And I think people will find that the show is very different, right off the bat. It's a completely different feel and dynamic with Bo not being there, and things change a little bit when a key player like that, the key player, goes missing. So it'll be something cool and new, and then eventually we'll go back to how things used to be, and I think it'll give people a chance at the beginning of season 4 to miss that, and then once it comes back full throttle, it'll be a nice coming back home.
So we're just gonna see Kenzi chasing out a monster in an alley with a
if only things were that simple. No. If only. No, I mean, at the end of season 3, claimed humans are considered terrorists. So without Bo there, Kenzi's got to relearn how to survive, and she's got to, use her skills, her street skills, her theming skills, her bravery, her creativeness. She's got to use it all just to survive the day, survive the hour, and not get killed. So there's a lot of suspense, and things are very tense, and she's just trying to find her way, and she gets mixed up in some bad situations because of that, and has to bail herself out for once, and not depend on anybody else. So it's a challenging journey.
There was a brief time when Kenzi had superpowers, so to speak, or she had some extra powers. Would you like to see that happen again, or do you like keeping her human?
I like her to experience everything. So if we decide in season 4 that she's gonna, try out a Fae power, then I don't mind at all. I think I've been the human long enough, so it'll be fun to maybe introduce something new that she can do, that she can use to whether defend herself or yeah. I've already said too much.
I noticed that in the fight scene, I assume that you have a dance back.
Yes.
So I kind of see that in the fight scenes. I really enjoy seeing it. So are you really pushing to kind of get more fight scenes so you can kind of learn?
I'm just pushing, to be more physical. When you add, physical stunts or anything physical into acting, it makes it more fun. It adds a whole different element. So going to work and being able to do that just, it just makes me happy. So anything that's a challenge makes me happy. So that's what I'm constantly fighting for. Like Kenzi experienced things that are new, different, constantly challenging her. So she's not the same. She has to grow up. Really for a long time, I feel like Kenzi's been, the baby of the show. And I think season 4, it's just time to grow up and get on her own 2 feet and do what she has to do to get there.
Now, we're seeing Bo's powers getting stronger and stronger. How is that going to affect your relationship with Kenzi?
Their bond is unbreakable, but in season 4, because Bo goes missing and experiences a whole other world without Kenzi, and Kenzi experiences a whole other world without Bo, when they come back together, it's like coming back home, but there's a few secrets and a few things that they need to talk about, and a few growing pains that they go through in season 4. So Bo growing and developing and really coming into her own, it definitely affects the relationship. I can't tell you how exactly, but there's always going to be drama, and I think they've had smooth sailing for a while in the friendship department. Their love and their bond is, like I said, unbreakable, but season 4 we challenge that a bit so that they can keep growing and keep getting stronger.
You and Kenzie and Hale had a pretty significant moment.
Oh, whatever. No, it was nothing.
A little something.
A little L-word action. That's okay.
Is that? Do we get into that immediately in the next season, or is that something that we don't start seeing more of it somewhere?
With Kenzie and Hale, it's been interesting. It's always like one's hot, one's cold, one's cold, one's hot. So meeting in the middle, it's going to take quite a journey to get there if it goes there. So it'll never be boring. and it'll always be frustrating and full of feist and spunk, but I think that's what we love about them together. So I look forward to having the fans see where their relationship goes and how it develops. There's a lot of really fun moments though, so it's cool.
So we're going a different angle with CBS Radio, and what is your summer jam?
What is my summer jam?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have so many. I'm such a music lover. I come into my trailer every morning and I'm like the annoying girl that's like blasting music in her trailer. The whole set can hear it. Everything's like vibrating. I'm just like, getting into the zone. My summer jam, you know what? I'm really into Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson right now.
Okay.
I'm a huge MJ fan. I grew up listening to him, and it's always been a very like spiritual experience listening to his music because he's the king.
Right.
So I'd have to say PYT by MJ.
All right. And music for before filming, after filming, what would be your general playlist?
It depends on my mood that day, but it's always like very energetic music. So whether it's like top 40s hits or people like Jin Wingmore, who I've been really into lately, or whether it's like eclectic jazz or some days classical or dance music, like it's always just a different jam every day, every hour. I'm sitting with we were filming in a beautiful location the other day, and I just went out one lunch and I put on my Beats headphones and just lay in the grass and listen to music the entire like lunch hour. It's what I do all the time. So music is my love.
Excellent. Thank you.
Can you tell, still a little off subject, you have such an interesting name, your real name. Can you tell us a little bit about the origin of your name?
It's Russian and Greek, and someone once told me that it means stranger, which I thought was very interesting. I think stranger. I could be wrong, but I think someone told me that once. It's always hard for people to pronounce. They're always like, I'm like, don't worry. Ksenia, because technically it's Ksenia, but in America, people like don't associate the K and the S like as one sound. So it's kind of changed over the years. And some people say Ksenia and some people say Ksenia. Either way is fine with me, but it's thank you for mentioning my name.
The show has really gained a lot of popularity, and I kind of watched that go through social networking, especially on Twitter. Oh, I watched Lost Girl. We just got to watch this.
Yeah.
You're on Twitter, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes. And did you see that growing since you've been out there on Twitter, social networking, your fan base, your Twitter followers? Have you seen that grow?
Twitter has been an interesting journey for me because when we started the show, everybody was tweeting all the time, and I was like, no, I'm just not interested because I'm a very private person, and to me, I couldn't get into Twitter for a very long time. And just recently, I joined because I finally decided, you know what, if I can maybe use it for something good, then I'll open up a Twitter account, and it's been unbelievable. Not only have people supported the show and have supported Kenzi, and we get to interact and have fun, and I get to talk to the fans and keep them updated, but they've been supportive of causes that I support in my own life, and that has meant the absolute world to me. That strangers that I don't know, I've never met all over the world are spending their time and energy helping me, do what I love and fight for what I believe in. It's been a real nice connection to have, which I never thought I would. I always kind of looked down on Twitter and I was like, well, who cares if I'm getting a coffee at the store? I mean, I don't get it. But now I see what it is, and I have a new appreciation for social media, definitely.
What's the geekiest thing about you?
The geekiest thing about me? I am... Chris Holdenreid would probably answer this question well, because me and him, anytime we're together, we're like the clumsiest people, and he sees my inner dork on set all the time. I think I'm really shy, but I'm really like weird. It's hard to explain. If for people that know me well, I'm just a very weird person, but clumsy. I think maybe that's the dorkiest thing about me. I'll think on that. No one's ever asked me that before. Because I always think I'm such a dork, but what exactly are the inner workings of that dorkiness that I have to think about?
One thing that I do notice in pretty much every episode, love at least one, if not everything that you're wearing. The hair
Yeah.
and everything. I love all the things. So, do you get to keep some of it? And also, do you have any sort of influence where you talk to the wardrobe people and say, oh, it'd be fun if we could wear something like this, or maybe we could wear something like that together?
We've been very lucky because Ann Dixon, who created the look of the show and of these characters, has been was always nothing but open and collaborative. And being able to come in from day one and work with someone so gifted and talented and always looking for the next step. That's what I want to bring into Kenzi's look always, is what can we do to take this to the next level? And in season 4, it's been fun being able to go, listen, we've been doing this for 3 years. This has been working. How can we raise it to the next level, whether with hair, color, cuts, designers that she wears or not designers, or mixing in, grunge style with glamour, which has become, a theme with Kenzi, I think, ever since like season 2, just really glamoring it up. It's always been a great process, and I get to bring a lot of Ksenia into Kenzi and her fashion because I'm such a lover of it. My high heel staple, that's Kenzi wears high heels, they're like her slippers, and that's my thing too. So it's been a great process, and I always want to take everything home. I can't because I'm already like a traveling circus with my suitcases everywhere, and I have a lot of stuff. So I'm like, okay, I have to stop wanting to take everything, but I always have that desire, definitely.
Do you feel very protective with your character?
In what way?
To keep that in line, the background, the story, where it's going to develop?
I do. I think all of us do. I think we just want to make sure that our characters are going places where we, hopefully intuitively want them to go. After you play a character for so long, it's like your baby, and that character really, after all these years, better than anybody. We're lucky that we have a great team that's collaborative, so we get to talk about everything and really plan out, the stories for the characters. But yes, I would fight to the death to protect her and make sure that anything she says, anything she does is something that I truly feel that she would say or do. So anytime that we don't feel that way, or maybe we see a line in the script or an emotion and we go, we don't feel that, this character would say that or feel that, the writers are very respectful and just, they know that we love these characters and just want what's right for them.
Is there a moment coming up in the next season that you're really looking forward to, fans of Kenzi seeing?
Yes, it's in the first episode of season 4, and I wish I could tell you about it because it's so cool. But what I can say is that it was not an easy feat. There was something that myself and 2 other characters had to do that was close to impossible. Everybody told us that we needed doubles because this was going to be physically impossible for us to do. And after a lot of hard work and stress and strain, we did it, and we feel so proud. And I can honestly say it's one of the best experiences I've ever had since day one on Lost Girl. So I'm really proud of it and excited for people to see. And I wish I could tell everyone what it is, but I can't.
What's been your kind of favorite type of fae that's been on the show so far, and are there any kind of creatures or mythologies that you'd like to see explored?
They always surprise me, the writers. The fact that everything is based in real mythology, I think that's so awesome. So I fully trust them, and any new creatures that they bring in, I'm always super excited and just always waiting for the next one because it just makes everything so fun. I'm a huge fan of the mesmering that Vex does. I've always been. And I'm trying to think, we've had so many on the show. I think the concept of creatures feeding from humans, like emotionally, is a wicked concept. And to this day, like, I've not gotten bored of that. We have the vampires and the werewolves and all of that. But the fact that someone can feed off your happiness or your jealousy or your greed, that's just a very different concept and always, keeps me on my toes and keeps me thinking.
I'm always waiting for the arm to pop up.
You felt it behind you.
So have you ever had any storyline requests that you have actually brought to them and go, hey, can we do this? And they said, yeah, we'll do this.
Yeah.
Any specifics on
The Kenzie-Nate relationship, I really was very passionate about and had specific ideas of how I wanted it to go. I wanted it to be deep and heartbreaking, and I didn't want it to be just, an easy fling. So that was something that I fought for, and, I'm very lucky Jay Firestone, our producer and creator, he listens to me and he listens to what I'm good at in my own life, and we try to use the opportunity to bring that into the show. In season 3 it was I got to drum a little bit, little fun things like that give Kenzie that extra little flair and personality. In season 4 we definitely try to bring a lot of that in. So he has been wonderful and our writers have been wonderful in bringing my passions from my own life into the show. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.